Reverse dieting. Can you actually lose weight by eating more? It really sounds too good to be true. A diet where you eat more food in order to lose weight. And that is pretty much the concept of reverse dieting, which is starting to get a little bit more popular in like the mainstream world. We are starting to realize that going on drastic fad weight loss diets doesn't work. It just leads to a yo-yo dieting because you're gaining all the weight back, and it's just not sustainable. And so with all of this, we're starting to look for alternate solutions, and reverse dieting could be one of them. What is reverse dieting? Reverse dieting is a way of eating that involves gradually increasing your calorie intake over a period of a few weeks or months until you reach your target calorie intake. And usually it involves increasing your calorie intake by 50 to 150 calories more each week. And the goal is to raise your metabolism so that you're able to burn more calories throughout the day and to kind of combat the effects of weight gain after you stop dieting. And it's used by people who have been going on diets in the past, restrictive diets in the past, and who are trying to have a more normal approach to eating and to do all of that without gaining weight. Does reverse dieting work? When you go on a diet, you will enter a calorie deficit, which means that you will be burning off more energy than what you consume. And this will cause your body to use glycogen and fat storages for energy, and this will lead to weight loss. However, this will also slow down your metabolism, but this is a normal phenomenon because when you lose weight, you therefore have less mass that you need to take care of, and so your body requires less energy to function, and this means that you're going to be burning less energy at your resting state. And this makes it very difficult to maintain weight loss because you need to be eating less and less the more weight you lose and the more your metabolism slows down. And that is where reverse dieting comes in. The idea is that by gradually increasing your calories and the amount of food you eat, then you will be able to boost your metabolism and to kind of normalize your hunger hormones. Because when you calorie restrict and lose weight, your leptin, which is your satiety hormone that basically tells your body, okay, stop eating, I'm full, that one decreases, and that makes it really hard for you to keep on losing weight. And as if that wasn't bad enough, your ghrelin, which is the hormone that signals hunger, increases. So gradually increasing the number of calories you consume will kind of counteract these effects and help normalize these hunger hormones, and so your appetite will decrease, and so you will lose weight in the process. Another way that reverse dieting can help contribute to weight loss is by increasing your NEAT, which is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And basically your NEAT includes all of the daily activities you do that don't include like physical activity, like basically pacing, fidgeting, standing, all of these things. And when you calorie restrict, your body has to work with less calories than it is used to working with, so it's going to be a little bit more careful with what it actually does with those calories. So it's not going to just use them for fidgeting and pacing and just standing, which is like your NEAT activities. So all of these things are expandable, and so you're likely to just get rid of them when you go on diets. And by reverse dieting, so increasing the number of calories that you consume and eating more, your NEAT will go up, and that will help you lose weight. It will at least contribute to it. Another great potential benefit of reverse dieting is that it can reduce binge eating episodes. So basically when you're going on diets and when you're restricting calories, you're likely not getting all of the nutrients that you need, and even if you are, you're 100% not fulfilling all of your cravings. And this can just lead to binge eating, because after a while your body just desperately craves all these foods that it can't have, and you start just eating everything and anything that you can get your hands on, and that is not the healthiest thing to do. And so by increasing your calorie intake gradually, you're going to be able to have more room for foods that you really enjoy and that satisfy you both physically and emotionally, and that can help reduce binge eating episodes. And if you're interested in learning how to stop binge eating, you can check out the video I made about that here or in the description. Now, all of these reasons may seem promising, but it's very, very important important to note that reverse dieting hasn't been the subject of many studies at all. To this day, very little research supports reverse dieting, and it's mostly just anecdotal evidence. So that's really, really important to keep in mind. And also it's important to note that it concerns people who have been restricting or who restrict, because if you're just used to eating 3,000 calories of junk food every day and then you decide to gradually increase your calories to lose weight, you can see how that's not going to work. So it is for a very specific type of individual. So that's why I'm going to be discussing alternative solutions to reverse dieting in just a little moment. How to start reverse dieting. If you feel like reverse dieting could be for you, here are a few steps to get started. First of all, you need to know your daily maintenance calorie number, which is the number of calories that you need in order to maintain your current weight. If you need help figuring that out, there's a link to a resource that can help in my blog post in the description. And once you have that number, you can add around 5% to it each week. So basically, if your maintenance calories is like 1,500 calories, then on the first week you eat 1,500, on the second week you eat 1,575 calories, and then on the week after that you eat, I can't do this in my head, 1,654 calories, and so on. Some people prefer to start just adding 50 calories more each day for the first week, and then add 50 more to that on the next week, and just do that. It's just personal preference. Most of these calories that you add should be nutrient-dense foods. A mix of protein and fiber is ideal. You can maybe add some more fruit with nut butter. You can add some hummus, some like veggies with hummus. You can add an extra serving of beans, anything like that. It's also a good idea to weigh yourself throughout this reverse dieting process to kind of monitor everything and how you're doing with the calories that you're adding. So for instance, if you find yourself gaining more than like a pound a week, or just gaining weight in general, then you're probably increasing your calories a little bit too quickly, and you may want to increase them less quickly. And on the other hand, if you find yourself losing weight, then you're able to increase the calories that you consume a little bit more. But keep in mind that some weight fluctuation is normal because your body's kind of readapting to eating more food. Little by little, you can work your way up to eating your target amount of calories and just stabilize there. The downsides of reverse dieting and what to do instead. To be honest, my favorite thing about reverse dieting is actually the concept. The concept that you're not supposed to keep on eating less and less and less in order to keep on losing weight. The concept that you can actually incorporate more and more foods that suit your needs, that you actually want to eat, and more calories, and that you're not just going down this downhill slope of just endless calorie reducing. That's the best part to me. But it's important to note that reverse dieting does have certain downsides, aside from the fact that it hasn't been well researched at all. So that's really important to keep in mind. First of all, it implies strict calorie tracking, and if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know how I feel about that. It's not my favorite thing in the world. And in order to add 50 to 150 calories each day, like more each day, then you need to be really strict with the amount of calories that you consume, because 50 calories is like nothing. It's really easy to just eat more or less of 50 calories. So you have to really know what you're doing. You have to be really used to calorie counting. If you are, then that's great. If you're really into all of that and that works for you, that's great. But for people who have no notion of this, then of course it's not ideal. And to go kind of along with that, reverse dieting also implies weighing yourself pretty regularly to kind of monitor all of these changes that you're making to see if you're not adding too many calories or too little calories. There's no problem with weighing yourself if you feel comfortable with that. But for a lot of people who have been restricting in the past and who are reverse dieting to kind of get away from that restriction, then weighing themselves this often and then tracking all these calories and things like that can be really triggering, and it's just not the best headspace to be in. I also want to address going all in, because some people kind of confuse reverse dieting with going all in. And going all in is another way to kind of start eating more normally after periods of diets and restriction, but it's much more free than reverse dieting. Basically, it involves eating whichever foods you want whenever you want and until you are fully, completely satisfied with them. Whereas reverse dieting is still a very controlled approach to eating, even if it involves, eating more calories. So, it may not be the best thing for you if you're trying to find food freedom and to kind of move away from diet culture. And if you're interested in learning about why you should move away from diet culture, check out the video I made about that right here or in the description. So what should you do instead? Well, as usual, I like to promote my middle ground approach, everything in moderation, all of that. I encourage you to eat a variety of whole, healthy foods and to make balanced but delicious meals that you actually enjoy. And while some foods are undeniably healthier than others, that doesn't mean that any food should be off limits. Every food that you enjoy should have a place on your plate, and really balance and moderation is just the key to everything. Any restrictive dieting should be avoided. You need to be in it for the long haul, and that's why I really recommend intuitive or more mindful eating, which is much more sustainable. And beyond healthy eating, it's also really important to maintain a healthy relationship with food, to be physically active, and to take care of your mental health. If you don't know where to start, don't hesitate to check out my video on healthy eating for beginners right here or in the description. And I also offer one-on-one online nutrition coaching, so we can really work through all of your issues together. So don't hesitate to check that out. The link is also in the description. So in short, reverse dieting involves gradually increasing your calorie intake until you reach your target intake, and this will increase your metabolism in the process and contribute to weight loss. However, please remember that reverse dieting is still a very controlled approach to eating and requires tracking and all of these things, so it may not be the best thing for everyone. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like it and subscribe, and see you on my next one. Bye.